Hello everyone, Matthew97657 here, and today we are back with yet another figure unboxing and review. And for today we have the SH Figurarts Shin Ultraman from Shin Ultraman. So, nothing more to it than to get on right on into it. Alrighty, so let us begin this unboxing, and the box is small, as you can tell. The Figurarts boxes are a lot smaller. I'm so used to collecting a lot of the bigger box stuff simply because a lot of the Godzilla size stuff is just flat out bigger. But I've been actually liking a lot of the smaller stuff recently. You know, the big stuff is really grandiose and whatnot, but having some of the small stuff with like big spaces, I think creates a really good contrast. But we're still opening the box here. And so, very simple, no padding, as you can see here. Just straight up the box. So here we go, right? So boom, here is the base box of Shin Ultraman. As you can see, it's going to say Shin Ultraman on it, and then I don't actually know what it says below it. And then on the top right of the box, it's just the SH Figurarts kind of motto, I guess you would say. And yeah, so let's just keep going with the review. It's got a little bit of a dent, but I'm not really too worried about that. You got Ultraman on there. We have a little bit of a side profile Ultraman on there. And then a little bit of a dynamic pose. And then, yeah, on the bottom. So another small box like the Kamen Rider. Let us continue. And so, yeah, it's going to be, it looks like an on the side type of job where you just cut on the side and then you can just kind of got to dig for it a little bit. Get through the flap there, simple as that, right? Keep going and pull him out, and yeah, empty box, nothing more really to it. And boom, here we have Ultraman in the plastic casing. So let's go ahead and continue and see what we got. All right, so your standard plastic casing to protect from any dust. Oh man. The hands really just popped out there. So we got a lot. We have some accessories with the hands. We're gonna take those out individually and then bring out Ultraman himself. So here he is, straight out. He can't really, there we are, right? So boom, there is the figure. Just like that, I'm gonna go ahead and take off this plastic wrapping to reduce, I think I don't know if chafe would be the right word, the chafing of like the paint, but yeah. Simple enough, you kind of just pull on the plastic, and then eventually it will just kind of come off here in a little bit. I guess I pulled it up the wrong way. Okay. It should be simple enough, but this one's actually giving me a little bit of trouble where I'm tearing off. Okay, so still trying to pull it off, and there we go. I guess I pulled it off the wrong way, and then I just made it harder for myself. But regardless, we do have the figure right here. So bring it down and get just a standing pose here. There we are. So you can kind of just see everything there. I mean, looks standard, right? The Shin, they didn't want to deviate too far from the designs besides Shin Godzilla. So looks good. We'll go ahead and go through the articulation here. So we have the headpiece. We can make him look up. Let's see how far we can go with that. I'm moving the neck piece, I know, but up. You can have him look down. It's just on a simple ball joint. And then obviously you can do a 360 and kind of swivel it around to your liking. And then we do have the neck piece here, which you can kind of move downward, like see how far down we can go, give him like a very, very looking down type of motion. And then we can go all the way up to make him look up a little bit higher. So head and neck joint right there, simple enough. So going on to the body here, we have the upper half of his chest and then the abdominal region over here. So you can kind of get a little crunch right there, come back up. Right, you can kind of make him stand tall as you can, and then crunch once again, and then you can kind of turn it. But besides that, on the back end side, you can see the little stripe you can kind of disconnect the two like that. So down, that's up, and then we saw the side to side previously. So, and then once you're ready, you can just recenter it. So there we go, they got that there. Going to the arms here, he's got a little piece above his shoulder here, right? So it's like his chest piece, a little piece of the shoulder, and then coming down to this whole arm piece where the shoulder kind of segments off. So you can't really move that one too much. It's really hard to get in there. But with the arm itself, starting from the shoulder here on this part, we can go all the way around, do a full rotational degree there. Coming down towards the elbow, we can go really close there. Look at that. We can go really, really close. And then you can't go too far back. Don't want to push it too far. It seems like it's going to just snap. And then we have another piece connecting towards the forearm. And can we get a rotation? So yeah, we can get a rotation there. It seems dark. I have the light next to me, but maybe I'm just casting my shadow over myself. So I apologize on that front. But yeah, and then we have the hand piece as well, which is obviously detachable for the separate hand pieces. So his left arm is going to be the same here. And then moving on towards the lower body here, going on to the abs into kind of like the pelvis area. We can kind of pull it up, pull it back down, create more of a crunch like that. A little bit of a hip thrust. Go up once again, kind of get a little seam there. And then turning it, not so much to the left and right. It's kind of just stiff there. And yeah, so that piece, this pelvis piece, kind of comes down towards the legs. So finishing off this articulation, we have a little bit of a segment here, like it goes here to here. So we can kick, we can get a good kick up there, almost a 90 degree. I would say that's actually relatively close. Can't go too back like the common rider. He's kind of got this like little butt piece where it's just not gonna let him kick back, but kicking forward is definitely an option. You can just have him sit down like that, right? So moving on. You can rotate it to the side a little bit there. So rotate and then rotate. It's not fully though. I'm getting some resistance when you go towards that. And yeah, so let's move on towards the knee here. So the knee is there. We can go back like that, right? Good motion. Can't go forward. If you want the kick, you can have to like bend and then like that. But on the way back, he's got some good stuff going on there. And then you cannot really move it to the side. It's kind of locked in with that back knee joint piece. And then we're gonna go on to the foot, which does have a full rotation, and then onto the toes. It looks like there's a little bit of articulation on the toes. No, actually, oh no, you can, yeah, you can. So you can kind of like make it go up or just kind of have it flat there. So that's going to cover it for the articulation. Pretty simple, but even when things are simple, you can get some really good dynamic stuff with it. Or if you want it just in a very, very kind of like simple manner, you can definitely have them in that too. So that's why I love collecting a lot of these articulation ones, because you know, some days I'm like, I'll have them in this pose, I'll have them in this other pose. But the more the merrier in terms of what you can get, right? Sometimes they can get pricey, but if you're content with just a standing still figure, then you can get something like a Bandai or like an X Plus or some of the other ones as well. So I'm just gonna, I did drop, when he fell, he did drop one of his little hand pieces. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that, but I'm gonna continue talking. Yeah, so he looks good, right? That's kind of like just the standard pose when we first saw the promotional poster or the promotional shot from the film. So yeah, accessory wise, we don't get too many this time around. It's kind of like the rider. We just kind of get some hands. No spacium, but that I believe came in the first arrival version where he is more of a silver metallic paint job. And yeah, so I mean, I can kind of just keep going with this. There's no need for a jump cut here. So the style of hands that we have is on the base one. It's kind of just a neutral kind of like hand straight out. We do have a set of closed fist, which I will be putting on. Then we have, I guess, more. Oh wait. So I'm gonna assume these are the spacium hands. where they're like super straight with a little bit of curve on it. You can see on this, what is this? The left hand. Got a little bit of a curve there. Oh my goodness, am I getting my hands wrong? Okay, anyways, got that there. We have this set of kind of like a grasping palm. Nothing too crazy there. And yeah, so we have the fists, the Spacium hands, which I guess I can call them. And then this kind of like a palm, a small palm. And then we kind of have the same, it's kind of like the same thing, no? With this hand. Okay, no, so the fingers are open on this one. These are more closed. So yeah. So I mean, really, you can just kind of do whatever you want, right? So like, oh, I did forget some instructions. It's just gonna probably tell you what I had already gone through. Yes. So they do have letterings, but I don't think they have letterings on the hand. And yeah, so it says the paint may rub off just depending on how like hard and frequent you are articulating it. So always something to be wary of with a metallic paint job on a figure and moving parts, excuse me. So yeah. Let's go ahead and put him in 2 poses. We'll do the Spacium, and then we'll do kind of like the dynamic when he comes out. I don't know what to call that actually, but you'll know when you see it. Kind of like the hero straight out of when he presses on the, oh my gosh, it's blanking on me. The beta capsule, there we are. So I will be back with a different pose for him. Here we go. Boom. So here we have him in the kind of firing the Spacium pose. Very nice, right? Very cool. We had to replace the hands on him, and we had to kind of like get him in that pose. So he looks very nice, very cool. Really like that. Obviously, the actual beam accessory piece, it comes with the arrival when he arrives to Earth, and like I said, he has just kind of like the more straight metallic. But yeah, I think you know you give it a little bit of a pose there. The beam is long, like on the other one. I'd love to get it, but I wouldn't really want to buy a figure and just for the accessory. I mean, it's a very cool figure, but I'm really content with the base one here. So very nice. I apologize though. So, oh, let me bring that back up. So yeah, very cool pose. Let's go ahead and do it to the straight out of the beta capsule transformation sequence. And I guess just for the fun of it, in the movie, when he's kind of like flying, right? He's kind of like that. He comes up below Zereb. So very cool, right? You can just do it however you want. He's just like straight up just, and then he just shoots it. So very cool. But yeah, let's go ahead and change it to the beta capsule transformation pose. All right, and there we are. Have him in the new pose now. Whew, and he looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I really like this figure. And yeah, I kind of just take it in, you know? So kind of have a little bit of light reflection going on, and yeah. I think out of all of the movies so far, Shin Ultraman probably has the most SH Tamashii Nations figures for it, I think. Right, we have the base one here, First Arrival, Emmett Ultraman, Mephiles, and then spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, spoiler alert. Alright, it's ending. Zeton at the very end there, which it looks massive. I'd love to have that, but I don't even know how I have the room for it. But a lot of accessories come through the other figures, so I think if you really want to complete the entire like Shin Ultraman collection, you really have to go out of your way and buy it. I think if I were to get any other one, I think I'd get Mephiles, honestly, so I could have them fight with one another. But I mean, even Emmett Ultraman comes with the really cool Ultra Slash, so very nice stuff. And I'm honestly, that's really about it for the video. I don't really see the need to do a jump cut. I will put the other hands on shortly while I talk, just to kind of keep things going. So it kind of dawned on me, the last set of hands that I'm putting on here, where they're kind of in a not closed motion, but in kind of, if I had to explain it, I'd explain it as like combat ready. Like you'll see it when I put him in the pose here. I don't know why it just never kind of dawned on me whenever I was looking at it there. So, but I'm almost done here, and I'm putting it together just really fast. while trying to talk so I don't bore y'all. Like that, right? You can kind of have him in a combat ready pose. Let me straighten him out a little bit. Kind of have him in a crouched position, kind of like ready to go like that. So very, very cool. Very cool use of all the hands. You know, you got the closed fist, you have the ready to go action pose, you have the Spacium set of hands, and then you kind of have the like loose grasp, open arm, open hands version of it. So very cool amount of accessories for the hands. And then, like I said, a lot of the other like kind of cool movie action accessories are in the other figures. But yeah, that's about it. I'm going to do, as I always, a scaling review with two of the other Shin Heroes line I have. I don't have any of the Shin Ultraman kind of monsters or to go with, so I'll just kind of have him in a base pose here. See if I can get him standing up really nice, just so he won't fall. It's the only thing I'm really worried about. Let's try and get him as tall as we can, and then compare him to the other guys. Okay, he's still got a little bit of a slouch. Let me fix this. But yeah, I guess in the meantime, let me know what you guys think of this figure. As always, I'm always intrigued to read and respond to the comments. Although maybe I might not get to them on time as I like. Every comment is appreciated. So please do as you will. I love y'all's perspective on things, so let us get this rolling. Okay, well, he's kind of slouched a little bit towards the back end, but let's not worry about that, right? So in our previous review, we saw Shin Kamen Rider. This is the Hongo figure. I do have him in his dynamic pose. So on scaling, Kamen Rider, I'd say, now please don't take this out of context, but I would say he is thicker, like on a body scaling. I know he has a coat on, but even then, I think Ultraman seems to be the slimmest out of our Shin Japan Heroes line here. Okay, he's gonna stand. So, as you can kind of see, like, he just looks bulkier. Maybe that was the absolute better word to use than the word I used. But relatively, it looks like Ultraman is a little bit taller, even with the little prongs on Rider's head. Obviously, I have the scarf going up with the wind, so I really wouldn't count that. But in general, it looks like Ultraman's just a tiny bit taller than Rider here. But they are both very nice figures. I'd assume on like an actual scaling, they're anywhere from like 5.5 to 6 inches tall. But very, very cool. I guess I'll get up closer. Sorry guys, that was bad on my end. Let's go ahead and fix that mistake. But kind of like I was saying, right, Rider, I think, to me at least, looks bulkier than Ultraman in this figure style. So very cool. And last but not least, let's go ahead and bring out the start of our Shin series. Mr. Godzilla here, Shin Godzilla. I'll have him back, and as you can kind of see, he's going only up to about his elbows for Godzilla there. If you want, I mean, if you really wanted to, and you could make a custom Gomez for this, which would be funny. So yeah, you can just see that Shin tail is just absolutely long. Like literally, Ultraman is not even bigger than the tail piece. So crazy stuff. Like I said, a lot of these Shin stuff kind of kept their same design, but Godzilla kind of went for it all in terms of differences. But all the designs are super cool. I love all of them. Super, super dope. But yeah, that is going to be it for Ultraman here. Like I said, let me know what you guys think of this figure. I really like it. And with this figure, the only one we are missing is EVA 01 from the Shin Evangelion movie, which I should hope to be getting soon. And yeah, let me just put in one last pose here. I don't know if I like it like that. Yeah, that's gonna wrap it up, guys. Shin Ultraman here. Let me scoot it in a lot closer for y'all to see. Very, very cool figurine. I'm sure these guys are gonna start to go out of print eventually, since the Shin series just kind of ran its course. But I'd say get them while you can, or get any form of the figures while you can. Yeah. So hopefully I will be seeing you guys in the next video for the Shin Evangelion EVA 01 unit. And that would complete our Shin series for the, I was about to say Monster Arts, for the Figurarts / Monster Arts / Robot Spirits, because they're all kind of different. At least in that form. I do plan to collect the, well, you can't see them, the red movie monster series for the Shin Japan Amusement World. I do plan to get the other 3 that I'm missing, but in due time, right? So, as always, let me know what you guys think of Shin Ultraman, the movie as a whole. Really love that. Forgot to just kind of slide that in. Love the movie as a whole. And let me know what you think of the figurine and the review as well. Feedback is always appreciated, and I'm going to actually leave right now. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. See ya!